afternoon. My name is Daniel Ortha. I'm giving a short speech on the invasion of the Tegus lizard. And we'll start now. According to a 2020 news column in National Geographic, the Tegus lizard is a non-native invasive species of reptile from South America that was introduced to the swampy habitat of Central Florida in the early 2000s by breeders and pet owners. These former pets eventually began breeding in the wild at alarming rates, and with a few known predators, this invasive reptile quickly began gobbling up the native ecosystems in Florida, including the endangered turtles and local crocodiles. So first, what we'll do is we'll take a look at the behavior, traits, and habitats of the black and white tegus in Florida. Next, what we'll do is we'll hear why the tegu is considered so invasive and try to understand the costs and damages that they present. And lastly, we'll cover some methods of containment. So first, to understand the traits of the Tegus lizard, we must first identify what an invasive species is. According to the National Geographic Resource Library, the encyclopedia entry states that an invasive species is an organism that is not indigenous or native to a particular area. In fact, invasive species can cause great economic and environmental harm to the new area. The South American lizard competes with local Florida creatures with its omnivorous diet, especially because it pretty much eats everything, including eggs of birds and reptiles that quickly fall prey to abundant numbers. In fact, a female lizard can lay up to 35 eggs each year by the age of 6. And with an average lifespan of 12 years, a single female can spawn around 350 new tegus into the local wildlife. What makes this reptile so damaging is that they're top consumers and have a high survival rate during harsh winters. And this is because it's their ability to be able to dig in, take over, and hibernate in foxholes until the cold climate retreats and the warm climate returns. Moving to our second point, let's take a look at the tegu, why the Tegus lizard is considered invasive and the damage it's causing. In 2020, in a 2020 news column in National Geographic, the tegus have been breeding in South Florida for more than a decade. That's about 2010s. And after escaping captivity or being released by negligent pet owners, they've only recently spread to at least 2 counties in Georgia. That's the next state over. And during the past few months, the reptiles have been spotted in 4 counties in South Carolina, where biologists suspect they may be reproducing there as well. There's also been isolated reports of their presence in Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, as well as established a population in Central Florida. But according to scientists like Amy Yackel Adams, a biologist with the U.S. Geological Survey, researchers believe that this nefarious egg-eating habits of the lizard can prove to be really detrimental to many animals if allowed to flourish unchecked throughout the Southeast. Endangered and threatened species that are often on the menu of this reptile are usually eastern indigo snakes, gopher turtles, American alligators, and more. The people of ENNDS.org report that biologists say if the tegu population is not controlled, then the whole state of Florida could be overrun by this invasive reptile. Now, moving on to my third point, according to the University of Florida, they gave a report in 2021 during the summer of 2021 in July by the Everglades Cooperative Invasive Species Management Area. This is a group of local scientists. Substantial efforts are underway to monitor the movements and actively trap Tegus wildlife at large. These efforts include camera traps, live traps, and telemetry monitoring. And between 2009 and 2010, less than 25 tegus were caught in the wild. That's markedly different compared to the nearly 2,600 reptiles that were trapped in 2014 to 2021. Researchers of this same cohort are also saying that the trapping techniques are successful at stabilizing the exploding population of the tegu invaders. However, they warn that these control efforts need to continue, or these promising trends will reverse. In summary, the tegu lizard is non-native, invasive, and highly damaging species to the local ecology, but results of control measures are promising, so long as they remain in place. In conclusion, these lizards may have been a passing fancy for exotic pet owners, but the cost of negligent abandonment of this reptile, the South American lizard, has wreaked havoc on the U.S. ecosystem locally, and has left a permanent impact on local creatures. They leave in their wake a trail of destruction and a bleak future for endangered species and local icons like the famous American alligator of the Southwest. Recent data has shown that this reptile has reached as far as Texas and Georgia. What happens if they get to California? With California home to many endangered species, will the sea otters, peregrine falcon, and green sea turtle also face the threat of extinction? If we can help it, maybe not. Thank you.